Hello everyone, welcome to today's webinar. Today's topic is the importance of vulnerability management and patch management. I'm Kenneth Law. Today I will deliver this webinar to you guys. Before we formally start, there are a few points to remind you guys. First of all, can you hear me? If you can hear me, please put a message on chat or question, which is also the place that for you guys to raise any question during the webinar. And you guys are mute, so please leave your any message or comments or questions. I will feedback if in appropriate time or at the end of the webinar. So yeah, I think we should start now. So let's talk a little bit about Topia. Topia is a pure cloud vulnerability management and patch management system, and they are based in Israel, but it's a cloud service, so it's worldwide. Okay, let's go to the topic anyway. So first of all, let's talk about a little bit on the patches. So everyone should have a problem of the patch management vulnerability, but how serious is it? What's the problem with that? So let's take a look. So 76% of the CISO claim they are lacking visibility and coverage. So that means they're not able to visible to all the endpoint servers and whatever in the network, or the employees' devices, as well as what is installed and what kind of vulnerability that has to be fixed. And second part is 69% of CISO wish to increase their VM teams, vulnerability management team. So, well, you may mention that, okay, every company said they have IT team is lack of people, not just vulnerability, not just security, but also the general support, development, this and that. But the point here is the patch management itself or vulnerability management itself is overwhelming, and they have not enough staff to handle that. You can imagine that if you're working in a large enough corporation and every day you receive a few or a dozen of vulnerability, and one or two of them maybe is critical. And that means you should patch it if available as soon as possible. Do this looping every day, which can be a nightmare to many for the people there. So that's why they want to increase the labor. So can you guys hear me well? If possible, please leave a message to me. Okay, so the third one is, this is very important, is on average there's you need some time to get a patch once you find there's a vulnerability. So the problem is, that means if a hacker or a security team find a vulnerability, report to the vendor, and the vendor release the patch, it takes half a year. That means there is a very big gap for anyone to make use of those vulnerabilities. It can be your employees, it can be your contractors, of course, most of the case is external hackers or internal hackers. And the last one is we do find lots of vulnerability every day. So in the 4 points telling us that vulnerability management is not something simple, and there's some many limitation. We sometimes got to rely on the vendors. We have too many patches to do, and actually sometimes you even don't know you have to patch it, because very good example is for the Log4j. Some of you may understand that, some of may not. Sorry, there's authentications. So the point is, it is a vulnerability on a common programming module, that means you may not notice there are some application you are using or you're boarded, which is using that library. So there's also one of the complication that, so its visibility is pathetic. So any solution of that? Of course, because we have Topia. So first of all, Topia can have a very very modern architecture, which is cloud-based, that we can integrate all of the endpoint, no matter it's on premises, at home, wherever. Once you install agent, it will help you to monitor the device, not just the operating system, but also the installed application. And the second thing is, when there is a unlimited number of tasks, which is never ends, what should you do? Give up? No, of course. We have to prioritize. We do something that's most important first and left those less important later on. And the problem of the patch management sometimes is we only reference the severity of the vulnerability itself, but lack of the real context for the patch in your corporation or your company. So Topia provide you some what we call it extract. We analyze your using context or your network, and give you, we prioritize, we do the prioritize again to give you a context usage based prioritization to let you know which is really urgent, or those that is look very serious, but it is not a tech service at all. You can put it later on, not giving up, not missing it, but you can do it later. So we can optimize our labor on those really dangerous or a vulnerability which is attackable by the hackers. And we have some recommendation engines to give you recommendation. So you do not need to analyze the patch, study that from bottom to top, and then read again, read many articles before you taking patches or actions. Lastly, we have a very important features. We are able to patch, or we can protect for those vulnerabilities that didn't have any patches yet. So we have a patchless protection functionality. So for example, if there's a critical server that's not in the maintenance period yet, so what can we do? Shut down the server? Of course not. So we find some high severity vulnerability but there's no patches. The server is running. Maybe the external hackers are working on that. So we can turn on the patchless protection, monitor all the process. If we find there's something abnormal, making use of those vulnerability, we can terminate related process. So that's the beauty of the patchless protection. Okay, before we have take a closer look for Topia itself, I would like to talk about some case study on a not the customer case study, but a case study for a serious vulnerability. I don't know if you guys are using Exchange Server on-prem version. You may did the patch. I hope you do apply the patch already. So this is a very serious one. The CV number here, the 021 blah blah blah. I guess you guys know that. If not, you can take a look. And the problem is this vulnerability is remote code execution vulnerability. That means someone can make use of this vulnerability to run their application or their script or their code on your Exchange server, which is really bad, right? Sometimes, you know, Exchange server, the sure is on a high privilege on your operating system, so you can say it can run as your administrator. And actually, there's many serious attack on that. I will have more information. So talk about the history. Like, so the orange test class, I don't know how to pronounce the name. Okay, this guy, they define the vulnerability and report to Microsoft and the earlier of 2021. But actually, there is an attack in the wild 2 days before his report. So this is a zero-day vulnerability or unknown vulnerability being used by hackers before Microsoft noticed that. Yeah. So this external researcher found this vulnerability, report to Microsoft. Before that, there's someone abusing the vulnerability. So how is happened? So this is the earliest vulnerability that someone's using that, and someone report to Microsoft and tracking some, and then that is some we call APT group. That means hacker groups using those vulnerabilities. So the February and March, okay, and March again. So the 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so the major concern is on the second March of 2021, Microsoft released the patch for Exchange. Really good, right? Very good. We have the patch so quickly. So on average, we have to wait for 1 year, but Microsoft do a good job. They do it just 2 months or 3 months. Then they have a patch for you guys. Okay. So do you think the story end? No, the story begin here, because only a few hacker groups found this vulnerability, are able to find those hidden weakness, or actually the vulnerability itself, and mix with that. But thank you, Microsoft. You tell me Exchange that have a serious weakness on this and that part of the system. And so the second day of the release of the patch, there's a massive exploration of the remote execution vulnerability. So let's see some graphs. So I get it from ESET, from their Belief Security report. So this is based on the detection. So if you can recall, so Microsoft released the patch here. So before that, there's someone hacking it, but after that, there is really, really, really large number of attacks. And if you know that actually for FBI, they get a permission from the court to remote access to your the US exchange servers and remove those Trojans. So you know how serious it is. So back to the story itself. We can do some reflection, think about what happened and what is it to me. So you first of all, because of the exchange server is a public facing server, it exchange email with other servers, so you just cannot simply turn on the firewall, block any connection or switch it off. Yeah, it won't happen, right? So when there is some high severity vulnerability happens on your public facing server, you cannot simply shut it down. But you don't have patch at that time, so there's really a big gap. And you know why is it so attractive for hackers to make use of this vulnerability? Not only because the patch is publicly available, it's well known, or everyone using it. And then there is one more reason I would say is for many administrators, they never ever patch their exchange server if there's nothing so-called nothing wrong to them. So email is going in and out, good, no patching. Spam mail, okay, we just install some patch, anti-spam, whatever, done. So we will patch the server? No, we don't want to risk anything. Well, yeah, of course, exchange server is very important, but you know, exchange server now they have a 5 rows. Usually you have a 1 or 2 server or 3 of, I think it's free, right? So you can switch role. That means you should have capacity to turn on one or turn off 1 or 2, to reboot 1 or 2 server without affecting your service. But they simply don't want to risk anything and then didn't patch it. So that's the result you can see. So what we learn is actually many servers, they're not patching at all. For those least important workstation, laptop, they patch all the time. Just turn on the automatic patching, like it patch it. So you can see that is a reverse for the expectation for many users or business owner, that they may think, okay, those important servers should be closely monitored and it will patch all the time. It will be most up to date. Sorry, it is not. That's the fact in many cases. So should we change it? Of course. So that's why we talk about Topia. So here is one of the also the same vulnerability CVE number from Topia official website. They of course they have from their angle, they will tell you how serious it is, who is the render created. Okay, it's about the exchange server. Okay, you can see. We will list out all the affected versions. On the other hand, if you deployed Topia in your exchange server, it will immediately telling you, okay, your server is affected by this vulnerability, so it is red in color. You should just take some action, and there is some we call extract, which is the context. We can quickly go through this. So there's a remote code execution attack, easy to exploit, critical vulnerability, known vulnerability, okay, potentiality, impact if exploit, so they can steal your confidential information, so confidentiality. Integrity issue available important if exploit, so in available impact. So it tells you how serious it is, what's the problem, to help you filter out which we should do it first. Okay, anyway. So back to Topia. Any question for that? You can type in your question or chat. I will answer you guys one away. Of course, there's not just exchange, but it is very juicy for 10 APT group attacking it, and there's a explosive growth of the attack once the patch release. And as I know, many administrators didn't patch their user. So yeah, it's very juicy. So back to Utopia. So what we do, I've talked a little bit earlier. So we do analysis. Of course, we will, but once you install agent, we will scan through your computer and find out any application you are installed, which is we are supporting, and we will find out any vulnerability there, and what is related CVE. Besides that, we actually will actively analyze, try to hack the application to find out potential vulnerability, which is not officially released yet on the CVE. So we are not just behind the CVE, we are in the front of the CVE. So before there's someone report, before someone find the vulnerability, we will use machine learning AI to do some active try and error on all application we support to find out those unknown vulnerabilities. And of course, offers protection with patchless protection too. And the second one is, as I mentioned, we have Xtag. We're just showing you some Xtag so we can tell you the context. So if there's a public facing server, which is very easy to exploit, then use, of course, to patch it first. And we will calculate the scoring to telling you how is the risk compared with the others. Even though the same vulnerability on different machine, they maybe have some different, slightly different of the scores. So you can do it. Those have most higher scores, so you can do it right thing at the right time. And action. So once we analyze the vulnerabilities, we prioritize the vulnerabilities, then we have to act. We have a recommendation engine, so we will suggest you, for example, okay, this one got a patch, please patch it, or there's a well-known vulnerability but no patches. How about use our patchless protection, so you can have a recommendation from our software. You just apply those recommended action, then you're safe. Okay. So you may ask, how do you analyze the software? How can you find out the vulnerability which is not available in CVE yet? So first of all application we support, we will break it down into many different modules and related libraries. Okay, so it will be executable, there is a library, and then we will use AI to do active hacking or try and errors on all those libraries. Of course, it's not on your computer, but in our backend cloud labs. So we will use all those existing tactics or others methodology to try to hack those library and software. Once we find the possibility for the vulnerabilities, then we can predict there should be a CVE release version so we can identify those unknown vulnerabilities to offer to a customer to let them, okay, we find there's an unknown vulnerability. Do you want to protect it? Okay, so that's how we works. And also, as I mentioned, we have some AI to give you the extent. So it's tell you the context. So if the exploit vulnerability itself is easy to exploit, that means the hacker, if they want to hack into those software with that vulnerability, is easy. Maybe just download a few lines of script, then they can hack. Of course, it's easy, right? But sometimes you may have a complex condition or requirement to get it in. Then that will be not easy. But the severity can be still high, but it's not easy. So this is one of the point you have to take care when there's an easy to exploit. That means very likely you will be hacked very soon if you got such kind of vulnerability. And of course, there's a high CPU, this and that. So they will let you to help you to filter out what is really affecting you guys. Okay. And then lastly, as I mentioned, we have offer patchless protection. So how we do is we monitor the process, which is related to the library of the executable. Once we find there's the process itself is trying to hacking those vulnerability, we will block it. Or you can choose to monitor only to let us alert you rather than block the process. But it is not recommend. Of course, most of the case we recommend you simply protect. But in some cases, customer can choose monitor only. Then you can monitor the process rather than blocking. If you more or less is more concerned of the compatibility or the stability, you can choose just monitor and receive alert. But most of the cases, we suggest you guys choose protection to make sure there's no one hacking in with those known or unknown vulnerabilities. So lastly, there's a few selling point. I will go to a demo. No, don't worry, we're not in yet. So as I mentioned, we are patch management and vulnerability management. So it is an all-in-one single point to help you handle such kind of thing. In other cases, you may need 2 to 3 products to handle all those vulnerability and patch management, access discovery, application, this and that. But we just provide you all the features with single pane of glass, which is more easy to manage, save lots of time, and we are cloud first, cloud native solution. Nowadays we have many branch offices, work from home scenarios. This is not a good idea to wait users to come back to office to do the patch or to do the scan, right? And there's some sharings from my customer. Before that, they will say they don't they feel it's just fine to help users to prepare some laptop to let them work from home and or work outside, traveling over the road, but always afraid to receive the machine back because usually it will be infected or encrypted by ransomware or this and that when they return, because they have much less control once the computer left their office. But now they have cloud solution. They can monitor and take patching actions anytime, anywhere, as long as the computer is online. So lastly, we have a context-based vulnerability management to ensure your effort is not waste and putting on the most important, most dangerous patches. Okay, so let's go for demo. If you have problem, please do let me know. So of course, we are cloud solution because we use the browser to access the console. So this is the dashboard. All those our lab computers and this and that. Okay, so these are new features we can talk about later. So dashboard, you can see it will telling you that how many applications we monitored, how many assets we are actively monitored, and how many types of operating system we are looking at. And we will highlight the risk level by asset. So how many computer is in high risk? Okay, there's a no one is medium risk, but there's a 7 low risk, online, offline. Okay, so this is assets and this is an application map. So how many application which is in high risk on 95 and low risk at 1,000. So this series trend, no series numbers, how many there's a critical, okay, 300 plus. And you can filter by the context. So for example, I want to know how many applications which is having patches, but it is not applied. If I apply, there is not there, right? Of course. So let's take it out. How about there's easy to exploit. Okay, 61, even more, right? So this is very dangerous. Okay, so let's go to the operating system first. So Topia support Windows, and you can see desktop, server, Mac OS. I think we have CentOS. We have Ubuntu. No, okay. Anyway, we support most of the Linux. So you can see, okay, there's a KB that you didn't install by operating OS. Okay, and let's go to application. So we can see, we can find, okay, which application, how many assets is installed, like for example Firefox or .NET Framework. Okay, and one of the hackers' favorite is the Acrobat Reader, because user always think that PDF is just fine, that's not executable, let's open it, because we know it is for me or not, it is useful or not after we open it, right? So there's a hackers make use of the vulnerability of the PDF reader to execute some scripts or a dropper, whatever, to hack in, to ransom your file, whatever. Okay, so if there is a patches, because you can apply the patches. Let me find some application which is no CV or no patches yet. I think iPhone. Yeah. So there's a 6 computer installed Python. So there's no patch available. Very sad, right? No patch available. So what can we do? Protect it. Let me do a test for you. So we have Python, which is has exposed API. That means external hackers or security people know there's a vulnerability on Python, so they can run something like this. So we analyze 5 assets. We have 6 actually, right? 6 assets. So 1 is under monitor and 5 is only assets. So I want to monitor all of them. So what I should do, we click select all, and then I can click monitor. Or of course you can do protect, but for demo purpose I usually keep it, so we just monitor it. So all of the machine that installed Python, if someone try to make use of this vulnerability, they will alert me. Okay. So also, if you want to search, for example, you can search Log4j. Okay, you can find there's one access to using Log4j, and there's no, okay, there's a risk there. So that means this haven't patched yet. So what should I do? Protect. Okay. So that's not the which is not the Log4Shell, because Log4Shell already have updates. Okay, these are the vulnerabilities. Okay, anyway, So you can see we can manage by application, we can manage by OS, or we can manage by access. So let me go to, okay. So this is a lab. Let me find some. Anyway, this one. Anyway. So I can focus on one or two computers. Like I want to see this 219 server, so I click on that. So on this server, I can see there's it's really risky. So 10 out of 10, and there's many high risk vulnerability on this server. So the .NET is not updated, Thunderbird is not updated, Chrome is not updated, SQL Server is not updated. These things, okay. Of course, you can do that. So you can simply update all the application. This is a manual way, okay. So I will talk about some more interesting way. So you can just select all of them, update, then you can update for you. This is manual, of course. Okay, so what is the suggested action for customers? So let's introduce the auto action, which is the engine to help you to do most of your task automatically. So let's see. Okay, we have this one. Okay, so what is this? So it is a you can simply say scheduler, but it can help you to automatically apply patches and update software by schedule and by severity. So what I do is I want to apply these update and patches on every night, every day. Okay. So what I do first, I use a script to create a restore point first. Okay. You guys should know, if I got a restore point, if there is something goes wrong, I can restore back to there anytime. It's good, right? And then I will ask system to help me to apply all the Windows 10 patches, which is critical, high, and medium. You can pick all, or you can just pick critical and high. Default is critical and high. So you can choose either you want to automatically reboot or not, and you can also allow customer to cancel the reboot. Okay, if it is automatic, you can allow to cancel. If you don't reboot, it's fine. And also, I would like to update some major application which is commonly used and which is juicy to hackers, and something is troublesome to upgrade, like a SQL Server. Okay, so I just select all those. You can see all those. Okay, application. Also, again, I can choose whether those updates is related to critical event, critical vulnerabilities, high and medium. You can simply choose all, but usually we just apply automatically for those more security concern. Okay, and I apply to those AD group, which is a lab with 5 computers. So that's it. So what will you do is it will automatically help me to update those application and OS by the rate. So how is the best practice actually? Best practice is we will break a month into 2 or 3 groups of computers. So we will have a pilot. So the first week we will automatically apply those updates to the pilot groups. So if there is problem, we may pause the scheduler to check what's problem and before we apply the major groups. And the last week, usually with the first week for the pilot group, and the third week is for the more important groups, and the fourth week we put on the to the critical groups or servers, or we do it manually on fourth weeks. So we have a semi-auto or fully auto update windows that help us to ensure that we do install the patches, we do install the updates, not manually, but by system automatically without risking our important asset or important application. Because you do have time, 2 weeks time or 3 weeks time on the production environment for many computers running fine. So if there's a conflict of your application or this and that, you should be receive some report during that. And those scripts you can simply disable anytime or enable it anytime. So once, for example, if I find there's a pilot group having problem, for example, this is pilot group, this is important group. Okay, pilot group having problem, I pause it. Important groups. So this is how we make use of the Topia to offload our work, because just turning on the OS updates far not enough. Hackers love to hack not just OS vulnerabilities, but many times on browsers and some readers like Acrobat readers, and of course Microsoft Word, Excel, this and that. And you can see the logs here, how many is finished, and you can see the detail log here, which is application is monitored. As I just click on that, which application is update. Like for example, this is a Mozilla Thunderbird, Chrome, and when it update, who is update, this and that. Okay, and also we have so we will have some publicly available templates, so you can make use of that. So for example, restart surface, restart computer, roll back some KB, uninstall software, install software. So many of them are available there. You just put on the file name or KB name. They will help you to. It can help you make sure to build your automatic patching or unpatch or whatever you want. So which is very handy. And vulnerability management is just another angle. So it's based on CV numbers. So for example, if you are being asked by, I don't know, maybe CEO, CFO, CIO, if this vulnerability affecting us, you can just go here, type in the CV number, so you'll know how many computers still having this vulnerability, or we don't have this, or we already installed patches when and on which how many computers. So you can have it right away. So pretty easy. Okay, so we also we have a network scan modules, which is in beta stage, which is we also usually use for POC or pre-install. What I say is, let me open my scan. Okay. So actually what we do is we provide a script for Nmap, and then you can make use of that to scan your network, and you can import the result to Topia, and then we will tell you what vulnerability we have been find on your local network before install any agent. Okay, so this helps you to analyze your network before we have installed or fully deployed the agent. Then more or less we usually do it before the deployment to scan for the network and apply the agent, run some updates, and then run it again to compare. So this is tools to help you to visualize the MF scan result. But in fact, you are not necessary to using this. You can simply get a trial account, download the agent, install your computer, and then you can see it, apply updates to fix the problems, get a report here. So you can download the report to describe your overall situation. So that's how Topia works. So it won't list out all the issue actually, but it will give you a summary and the top. Oops. Wait. The left click is not working. So you can put your company name in there. So executive summary tell you high risk, so your site is very risky. Of course, we get very glad that we're not doing so patches. So this SQL, this and that. So number of CVE, unique CVE, and find how many entries. So if the top risk CVE, middle risk CVE, low risk CVE. So what the extract? Okay, so there's a 177 service. So application, we have the top risky application, what is the CV number, and security, and this and that access. And also, yeah, so this is the general report. And you can have more report like on the SS view or application view. So that's how Topia works. And lastly, if you want to download it, for demo purpose, I'll go to light mode. But when I use it, I will go to down. But anyway, it's just personal preference. So I think that's all for me. See if you guys have any questions or comments or what you want to see. Okay, so next step, control point. Okay, so maybe guys some typing before we at the ending webinar. Okay, coming first question. From yes, the webinar will record and I will share the record to our salesman. Then you can get it from them. I will put it like Google Drive, whatever, so you can get it very easy. No worries. Okay. So, any other questions? Okay, if not, it's fine. If you find there's any question or you want to talk to ourselves, just contact us. If you come any technical question, they will pass it to me or a colleague to help answer. So thank you for your time today. Hope you enjoy the section. If you're really interested in Topia, I personally love this product. So you can ask for a trial, just a cloud account, use it and enjoy. Thank you. Bye-bye. Okay, I found a last minute. There's a question about the server. Oh, this is a cloud service. So you don't need a server. The server is on the cloud. You just need to install agent on your endpoint and server. So you don't need a server to host the server role. You use the cloud server from the vendor. Okay? Okay. So yeah, I think we got to end for the webinar. So thank you for your time. Enjoy. Bye-bye.